Hello people, this is Mark from Courage Change Works. Guys, hope that you're well. The Narc. Don't you just love them? You see, the thing with the Narc is when they bite you, they poison absolutely everything about you. And in my previous video, guys, if you've seen it, you would have realized that there's these phases that they go through to try and trick you into a relationship. And the fact of the matter is that they are incredibly successful in doing this because they do their homework really, really well. There's this pre-phase, then you get phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and you've had it. So I don't want to really go into that particular video. It's the previous one, so go and check it out. It is incredibly informative in the event that you think that you yourself are in a Narc relationship, or if you know that someone else is in a Narc relationship. Let's go check it out. You'll be able to be you'll be in a good position to advise accordingly. And if you are in a Narc relationship, that video will give you a ton of information as to what to expect unless you do something about it. Okay? In this video, guys, I want to talk about how narcissists will take the words that you use as well as the words they use in order to manipulate it and twist it and bully you, because the way that you understand words and the way that they use words is not necessarily the same thing. The meaning is different. Yes, it might be in your local tongue and dialect, but somehow the meaning of said words have got a completely different meaning. The agendas are different. The intent is different. And it is for that reason they will use these very ambiguous style words to create a sense of confusion. If you look at the very beginning of this Narc series, I went through like a row of words, and the fruit salad is what I'm trying to refer to here. This word salad. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple of ideas in terms of how they twist words. I'm going to go through this quite quick, and let's have a go. Number 1, when the narcissists engage in a relationship with you, the words and phrases that they use don't necessarily mean what you think it means. Okay? So the way to deal with this one, the way to deal with this is, when you're hearing these ambiguous phrases, if unsure, or you assume, which, let's be fair, most of us assume a lot, is to become a little bit more specific. Ask the question to say, what do you mean by that phrase? And then they would become a little bit suspicious of the reasons why you ask these questions. And that might slow them down ever so slightly. Because once they realize that you know what they are on about, they would start and they will think about how they can change the tact in order to hook you. So don't assume for a minute that I love you means I love you for the Narc. In standard English, I love you simply means I love you. But for the Narc, it might mean I love you because I'm feeding off you. You are my supply. If I can prevent you from understanding what I'm trying to do, and if I can create this illusion that I'm so kind and nice and loving and understanding and all these kind of things, then you're informed. So therefore, chances are you will find yourself consistently asking for clarification, because the words used is not necessarily what you think they mean. So be aware. Don't assume anything once you understand that you're in a narc relationship, or you know someone who is in a narc relationship. And if you know someone who is, tell them. Let them get to grips with what's going on. You will help them a ton. Number 2, when a narc speaks to you, they will only be incredibly superficial. But that superficial they will make as big, and they will make it as puffy as they possibly can. Doesn't mean anything. They lack depth in relationships. So as long as they can remain superficial, but have loads of this superficial, they're happy, because it means they are still getting the supply from you. Because of the words they use will always remain in that superficial bracket. For you, the prey, you might think you're this deep in a relationship. But as far as the narc is concerned, you're only this deep in the relationship. So note, when you listen to what they say and you incline your ear a little bit, you will find very quickly that they are only very, very shallow. It's probably because they themselves are shallow creatures. And I use creatures in the nicest form there. For most people, the relationships and the topics discussed, most people don't care about how many topics you talk about. They care about how deep that relationship goes regarding said topic. So what I'm saying here is the narc has got this whole relationship thing the wrong way round. They want to keep you this deep in the relationship, where you think you're that deep, or even deeper still. And this is how they bluff you, by being that linguistic chameleon, that behavioral chameleon. And they hook you with their niceties, where they've got a lot to say about very little. Okay? Their words are temporal, meaning whatever they say today does not necessarily apply tomorrow. There's no consistency, there's no longevity in what they say. It is as if their commitments are based on the here and now. Most people, when you start making these commitments in relationships, it's long term. Most people. Yes, I understand that there are seasons in people's lives, and a season might be a week or a month, a season might be 50 years, but there are seasons, and every season comes to an end, and then another season starts. And life revolves all around seasons. A narc season might be incredibly short, a couple of days. You might get a narc who will break the season up into many years. But within there's this continual cycle of lots of things that change, because their commitment to their words and their intention, as you understand it, has got this best before date. It's got an expiry date. And I've noticed in my own life that whatever they say about them is always right. But as soon as you, the prey, do exactly the same thing, but back to the narc, you're wrong. If it works for me but not works for you, that's fine. But when it works the other way around, when it works good for the prey and it doesn't work for the narc, you will get attacked in all manner of disguises. Because there's no consistency to the commitment to what they say. They fluctuate all the time. Number 4. As you know, if you've watched any narc video, the thing that the narc thrives on is this thing called lying. They will lie because it's fun for them. They lie because they need to manipulate. They lie to have a smear campaign. They lie to bully. They lie to create all the scapegoats, the golden child, all the little ballerinas that go with it. They will lie and lie and lie and lie and lie and lie. It is the only game that they know how to play flawlessly. From my personal experience, everything that I hear from a narc's point of view, I regard as a lie before I even consider anything to be true. Because how can you trust a narc? You don't know what they even mean when they say certain things. Because the words that they use is not the same as you understand. And therefore it could be a lie. Now it's also here where I want to point you to the direction of the Truth series, where I talk about lying with the deliberate twisting of information, the lying of commission. But equally the same, the narc is very clever with the lying of omission, where they refuse to give you all the details. They are very, very, very good at that one. And most people are completely unawares of that particular form of lying, the partial giving of information. And as soon as you challenge the narc on that one, listen to the excuses that come. Listen to it and be surprised. Okay? There's 4 little ideas of how the narc will come out and utilize words, twist them. Ultimately, what the narc wants is they want you to understand that you mean nothing in their lives because they are superior. And for as long as they can control the environment in which you live, whether it be your physical health, your house, your career, the way that you parent, the way that how you brush your teeth, it makes no difference. It's all about them. And they would twist and lie and deceive so that the focus of attention that might have kind of moved away from them a little bit, very quickly the attention is refocused on them. Then the narc feels, wow, that was a bit close. That kind of thing. Just a little video on linguistic manipulation. I hope you've enjoyed this video. And when you look at the narc, you will see what I mean when you experience it real time. If you've been in a narc relationship, you will understand what I'm saying. If you're not in a narc relationship, speak to anybody who is or was, and they will tell you, wow, true. So there you go, my friend. I hope you've enjoyed it. I know it's been a little bit of a longer one. I was hoping to maybe cut it in half, but they flow really nice and I decided to stick them all together. Please do all the YouTube admin, the subscribe and the share, the comments, all that kind of carry on. Please tell your friends and your family, especially if they are in a narc relationship, or for those who you are aware about that's in narc relationships. Come on, guys. Let's get this out there. Tell everybody. There's too many narcs destroying too many lives. Let's help them get free from all of this nonsense. There you go. Right, my friend? This is Mark from Courage Change Works, and I'll speak to you soon.